Hello guys, welcome to our channel AskPrep. Today's series is of 11th class biology.
We will be studying about chapter 4, that is Animal Kingdom, in detail. Also, we had added important note points for your examination perspective. All the best for your exam. Let's start the video. Starting with introduction. Classification of Animal Kingdom. Animal are multicellular eukaryotes, do not possess a cell wall or chlorophyll like plants, and share the same mode of nutrition, that is, the heterotrophic mode. Besides these similarities, they are also related to their cell arrangement, body symmetry, the level of organization, column, presence, absence of notochord, etc. Levels of organization. Though animals are multicellular, the level of organization of cell varies from one animal to another. Here are the different levels of organization: cellular level, tissue level, organ system level. Cellular level of organization. The cells are loosely aggregated. An example of a cellular cell of an organization is sponges. Tissue level of organization. The cell that performs the same function are arranged into tissues. An example of tissue level of organization is chlorinates. Organ level of organization. The tissues are grouped to form organs. Each organ is specialized for a particular function. Example of an organ level organization is planus mentis. Organ system level of organization. In annelids, arthropods, molluscs, echinoderms, and chordates, organs form systems for specific psychological functions. Example, circulatory system as an organ system level of organization. Patterns of organ systems. Digestive system. There are two forms of digestive system: complete and incomplete digestive system. Incomplete digestive system. This form of digestive system has one and only opening to outside of the body, that is solitary opening serving as both mouth and rear end. Hence the digestive system is incomplete. Complete digestive system. In this form, there are two different openings to the outside of the body, a mouth and a rear end or anus. Circulatory system. Circulatory frameworks might be of two spots. Open type. In open sort circulatory framework, the blood is pumped out of the heart and all cells and tissues are straightforwardly washed in it. Hence the circulatory system is open. Closed type. In this kind of circulatory framework, the blood flows through a projection of vessels of varying size and diameters. These include the veins, arteries, and capillaries. Body symmetry. Symmetry is another basis of classification of animals, in which symmetry has two types, symmetrical and asymmetrical, where symmetrical is further divided into two types such as radial and bilateral. Generally, animals show two types of symmetry. Bilateral symmetry. Those organisms falling under the bilateral body symmetry can be divided into two identical left and right have halves through only one plane. Example, annelids, arthropods, molluscs, etc. Radial symmetry. Those organisms falling under the radial body symmetry can be divided into two identical halves through any plane passing through the central axis. Examples are coelenterates, cynophrorus, and echinoderms. Asymmetrical. Those organisms falling under the asymmetrical body symmetry cannot be divided into two halves through a median plane. Example of asymmetrical body symmetry is sponges. Diploblastic and triploblastic organization. All animals develop their tissues, organ and organ system from cells that form the embryonic layers. Based on number of embryonic layers, animals are classified into two: diploblastic animals and triploblastic animals. Diploblastic animal. Diploblastic animals. In diploblastic animal, the cell form two embryonic layers, that is an outer layer and ectoderm and an inner layer endoderm. Example is phylum coelenterate. There is an undifferentiated layer called mesoglea between the ectoderm and the endoderm. Triplolastic animals. In triplolastic animals, cells are arranged in three embryonic layers: ectoderm, endoderm, and middle layer mesoderm. Example, animals belonging to phyla Plantis, helminthes to chordata have a triplolastic organization. Column. Column is a key feature of classification. Column is a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall, lined by mesoderm. Depending on the presence and absence of column, animals have been classified into three: acclimate, pseudocolmate, and colmate. Colmate. Colmate is present in a colmate animal belonging to phyla Annelida and Mollusca. Arthropoda, Echinodermata, and Hemichordata are examples of colmates. Pseudocolmate. In some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scattered pouches between ectoderm and endoderm. Such as body cavity is called pseudocolum. Animals possessing pseudocolum are called physiocolmates. Examples of pseudocolmates including H. helminthes. Acclimate. Column is absent in an acclimate. The animals in which the body cavity is absent are called acclimates, and example is platyminthis. Segmentation. Some animals have body that is externally and internally divided into segments with a serial repetition of organs. This is called metamermic segmentation, and the phenomenon is known as metamerism. An example of an animal with metamerism is the earthworm. Notochord. During embryonic development, some animals develop a mesodome derived rod-like structure on their dorsal side called notochord. The animal kingdom has been broadly classified into two based on the presence or absence of notochord: non-chordata and chordata. Chordata possesses notochord while non-chordate lack it. Animals belonging to the phylum Porifera to phylum Encnoms are non-chordates. Classification of the kingdom Animalia. R.H. Whitaker organized organisms into 5 kingdoms. He classified organisms based on the cell structure, mode, and source of nutrition in the body design. The 5 kingdoms proposed by Whitaker are Mondra, Protista, Fungi, Planta, and Animalia. Kingdom Animalia consists all animals. Amongst the 5 kingdoms, the largest animal is the animal kingdom. Kingdom Animalia has been classified into 11 different phyla based on their body design or differential. The different phyla of animal kingdom are as follows: Phylum Porifera, Phylum Cylindria, Phylum Citonphora, Phylum Platyheminthes, Phylum Echimilthis, Phylum Annelida, Arthropoda, Phylum Mollusca, Phylum Echinodermata, Phylum Hemichordata, and Phylum Chordata. Phylum Porifera. Porifera means organisms with holes. They are commonly known as sponges. Features of Porifera are: sponges are mostly asymmetrical in shape and primitive in terms of their cellular organization. They are multicellular organisms with cellular level of organization. Their bodies have a water transport system with a central cavity that helps with food gathering, respiratory exchange, and waste removal. The water enters through small pores in the body wall and exits through the osculum. Cannulates and collar cells lines the spongecell and the canals. The body is supported by skeleton made of spicules or spongin fiber. Phylum Colentetra. The term Colentetra is derived from the Greek word kilos, which means hollow-beiled. The features of Poriferians are cylindrians and aquatic animals mostly found in marine environment. They are radically symmetrical animals that can be sessile or free-swimming. The name cylindria comes from their stilling cells or the cenoblast that contain netamercytes. These are used for defense, anchor, and capturing prey. Cylindrians have a tissue level of organization and are diploblastic. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening, the mouth or hepistome. The digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Phylum Citonphora. Citonphora, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine creatures that have a radial symmetry and a tissue level of organization. Citonphoras have a radically symmetrical body. They are diploblastic, which means their body has 2 layers of tissues. The body has 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates that aid in movement. They exhibit bioluminescence, and which is ability to emit light. Citonphoras carried out both extracellular and intracellular digestion. Citonphoras have sexes that are not separate. Phylum Platyheminthes. Platyheminthes are commonly known as flatworms. Their features are dorsoventral flattened body, bilaterally symmetrical, triblastic, and acclimate. Hooks and suckers are present in parasitic forms. Some absorb nutrients directly through their body surface. Specialized cells called flame cells help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate and fertilization is internal. Development is through many larval stages. Aschelminthes. Phylum Aschelminthes include roundworm. The body of roundworm is circular cross-section, which is why they are called roundworms. Their features are: roundworms may be free-living, aquatic, and terrestrial, or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and pseudo-colmate animals. The alimentary canal of roundworms is complete and they have a well-developed muscular pharynx. The excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through excretory pore. Phylum Annelida. Annelids are commonly known as segmented or ringed worm. Annelids can be aquatic or terrestrial and free-living, sometimes parasitic. Their features are: they exhibit an organ system level of body organization and a bilateral symmetry. Annelids are tripoblastic, metamerically segmented, and a colmate animals. Their body surface is distinctly marked out into segments or metameres, which is why they are called annelids. Annelids possesses longitudinal and circular muscles which help in locomotion. Aquatic annelids like Nereis possesses lateral appendages, parapodia, which helps in swimming. Phylum Orthopoda. Orthopoda means jointed legs. Animals which have jointed appendages belong to this phylum. Their features are: they have a organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triblastic, segmented, and colmate animals. Their body is covered with a chitinous exoskeleton and they are composed of three parts: head, thorax and abdomen. Excretion takes place through malefigian tubules. They are mostly dioecious and fertilization is usually internal. They are mostly oviparous. Phylum Mollusca. Phylum Mollusca consists of a large group of animals. Their features are: molluscs are animals that belong to the second largest animal phylum. They can be found in aquatic and terrestrial habitats and possessing an organ system level of organization. Molluscs are bilaterally symmetrical, tribulostic and scolmate animals. Their body is unsegmented and covered by a ciliaceous cell. Molluscs have respiratory and excretory functions. They have distinct head, muscular foot and visceral lump. Phylum Echinodermata. The term Echinodermata is derived from the Greek word echineus, meaning hedgehog, and derming, meaning skin. These echinoderms are spiny-skinned animals. Their features are: these are spiny-bodied marine animals with a complete digestive system, a water vascular system, and a lack of excretory system. They have an endoskeleton of ciliaceous osseous and exhibit organ system level of organization. Adult echinoderms are radically symmetrical, but their larvae are bilateral symmetrical. They are tribulostic and colmate animals. The mouth is on the lower side and the anus is on the upper side. Phylum Hemichordata. Hemichordata was previously considered as subphylum of Chordata, but is now separate phylum under non-Chordata. Their features are: hemichordates are bilateral symmetrical, tribulostic and colmate animals with organ system level of organization. The body is cylindrical and composed of an anterior proboscis and a collar and a long trunk. Hemichordates have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called stocomodode, which is similar to the notochord found in the chordates. Phylum Chordata. They are bilaterally symmetrical, tribulostic with an organ system of level organizations. They possess a notochord and a nerve cord, possesses a post-anal tail. The circulatory system is closed type. Phylum Chordata can be divided into following subphyla: Urochordata and Cyclifolchordata and Vertebrata. Chordata can be divided into following subphyla: Urochordata and Cyclifolchordata and Vertebrata. Urochordata. They are also known as protochordates. The adults are fixed to the spectrum. This is also known as tunicate because the body of an adult is enclosed with a tunic made of cellulose-like substance known as tunicin. Notochord can be seen only in larval stage and disappears in the adults. The nerve cord present in larva is replaced by a dorsal ganglion. In adults, the larva can move and undergoes a metamorphosis, for example, Ascidia salvum dolium. Cephalochordata. They are also known as protochordates. The atrium is present, motile, adult and larval stage. The tail is present throughout life. They show progressive metamorphosis. The notochord is found throughout life. Numerous well-developed pharyngeal gill slits are present, for example, lancets. Vertebrata. These are advanced chordates and have cranium around the brain. The notochord is replaced by vertebral columns in adults. This is why it is said that all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. A high degree of cephalization is observed. The epidermis is platy layered. They consist of three types of muscles: stripped, unstripped and cardiac. They have a well-developed column. They are unisexual and reproduce sexually, hagfish being an exception, for example humans. Classification of vertebrates into classes. Its members include the class Agantha, chondriates and Otosynthesis, that is Amphia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. Class Cyclostomata. All living members of class Cyclostomata are ectoparasites. On some fishes, cyclostomes have an elongated body with 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. They have a sucking and circular mouth without jaws. Their body is devoid of scales and haired pins. Cranium and vertebral columns are cartilaginous. Circulation is of closed type. Cyclostomes are marine but migrate to freshwater for spawning. After spawning, they die within a few days. Class Chondriates. Marine animals with a streamlined body and a cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth located ventrally. Persistent notochord throughout life. Separate gill slits without operculum. Tough skin with a minute pellucid scales. Powerful jaws with teeth modified pellucid scales which are backwardly directed. Predaceous animals that must swim constantly to avoid sinking due to absence of an air bladder. Class Osteichthyes. Both fishes are found in marine and freshwater habitats. They have streamlined body and a bony endoskeleton. Mouth is mostly terminal. They have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. Skin is covered with cycloid and cytonite scales. Air bladder is present which regulates buoyancy. Heart is 2-chambered, 1 atrial and 1 ventricle. They are cold-blooded animals. Marine extraterrestrials: Hippocamus, Rahu, Catla, Murger, Betta,
and angelfish are the examples of these. Class Amphibia. Amphibians can live in both aquatic and terrestrial habitats, and their name reflects this dual life. They mostly have two pair of limbs and a head and a trunk. Some may have a tail. Their skin is moist and lacks scales. They have eyelids, type menum for hearing, and a cloacia where the digestive, urinary and reproductive tracts open to exterior. Respiration is through gills, lungs and skin. Amphibians have 3-chambered hearts, 2 auricles and 1 ventricle. Animals in class Amphibia are cold-blooded animals. Class Reptilia. Reptilia are noun animals that move in a creeping or clawing manner. They are primarily terrestrial creatures covered by dry, cornified skin and epidermal scales or skirts. Do not have external air openings. Limbs are present in 2 pairs. When present, heart is usually 3-chambered, exception for crocodiles. Reptiles are pyokilometric, shed their scales as skin cast. Class Aves. Presence of feathers. Most of them can fly except flightless birds, that is ostrich. Possesses beak and a forelimbs are modified into wings. Hind limbs generally have scales and modified for walking, swimming or clasping the tree branches. Warm-blooded animals able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by lungs. Air sacs connected to lungs supplement respiration. Class Mammalia. Mammals can be found in various habitats such as polar ice cap, desert, mountain, forest, grasslands, dark caves, and some mammals have adapted to living in water or flying. Mammal possesses unique features that differentiate them from other animals. Their features include milk-producing glands to nourish their young, 2 pairs of limbs for movement, skin covered in hair, external ears or pinnae, different type of teeth, and 4-chambered heart. Thanks for watching video. We will be dropping notes in description of this video. If you found this video very helpful, kindly do like, subscribe and share. See you in next video. Again, all the best for your exam.